You know that feeling, right? That very specific sinking feeling on a Saturday morning.
Oh, I know it.
You've got your coffee, you step outside, and you look up.
And you see a whole ecosystem growing in your gutters.
Exactly. Or, that one streak on the second-story window that you can't reach. And just like that, the relaxing weekend vibe is gone.
It's the homeowner's tax, the endless cycle of exterior maintenance.
It really is. And it's always the stuff that's like too high, too dangerous, or just too much of a pain to deal with yourself.
Which is when people start frantically searching for help.
And that, right there, brings us to today's deep dive. We're looking at a whole set of materials from a company called Kelian Cleaning Services.
They're a family-owned business based in the Seattle, Washington area.
And just to be clear, we are not just, reading you a brochure for the next 15 minutes.
No, not at all.
We're on a mission here. We want to figure out what actually makes a local service company high quality because, anyone can buy a ladder and call themselves a window cleaner.
That's the thing. And that's the risk for you, the homeowner. So what's interesting about Kelian is that their materials, their policies, their whole philosophy, it's like a masterclass in what I call trust signals.
Trust signals. Okay, I like that. Let's dig into that.
It's how a business proves its worth before they even show up. It's in the guarantees, the transparency, all the little things that show they're legitimate and not just some gig worker.
So by looking at them, we can kind of build a scorecard for anyone we might hire.
Exactly. Whether you live in Seattle or not, this is about understanding the standard you should be looking for.
I love that. Okay, so let's start with the basics then, the scope of their services. Because it's a lot more than just Windexing a few windows.
It's more like a comprehensive health check for the outside of your house.
Right. So we have window cleaning inside and out. Then there's gutter cleaning, roof cleaning, solar panel cleaning, and pressure washing.
Basically, if it's on the outside of your house and gets hit by rain, they handle it. And in Seattle, that's everything.
Yeah, no kidding. But what's interesting is how they frame these services. It's not just about looking clean.
No, it's about efficiency and prevention.
Yeah.
They're selling a solution to a future problem.
The solar panels are a perfect example. I feel like most people, myself included, just forget about them once they're installed.
And that is a huge financial mistake. Their material points this out directly. It mentions rain stains, dust, and of course, bird droppings.
The great enemy of green energy.
It really is. And there's this myth that the rain just washes the panels clean.
It doesn't.
Not really. Rain leaves behind mineral deposits. You mix that with dust and everything else, and you get this film that actually blocks sunlight.
So the whole point of cleaning them isn't just cosmetic.
Not at all. It's about restoring their function. If your panels are dirty, you are literally losing money every single day.
Yeah.
So the cleaning pays for itself in restored efficiency.
That makes perfect sense. And they make an even stronger argument for the roof and gutters.
They get right to the point on that one.
They really do. They say a dirty gutter can cause a lot of damage, which costs a lot of money.
It's that preventative medicine idea again. Think about it. If your gutters are clogged, that water has to go somewhere.
And it's not going where it's supposed to.
It's going behind the gutter, rotting the wood, or it's pouring down and cracking your foundation. And with the roof, they say cleaning it saves you from a full roof replacement or repair.
So you're not paying them to clean moss, you're paying them to not buy a new roof.
Precisely. Moss is like a sponge. It holds water against your shingles day in and day out. It's basically composting your roof.
Okay, that's a disturbing image.
It's accurate.
And then there's pressure washing. I have to admit, I've been tempted by those little electric ones at the hardware store.
Oh, everyone is. The internet videos make it look so satisfying.
But their materials actually call this out. They warn against doing it.
Yeah.
I think the phrase was baby yourself.
Which is a very polite way of saying you're probably going to mess it up.
So what's the real difference then?
It's all about the equipment. They talk about using professional equipment. Your home pressure washer has a really narrow, intense spray. So you try to do a big surface like a driveway, and you get these weird wavy lines.
With zebra stripes. I've seen that.
Exactly. Or even worse, you can permanently etch the concrete or strip paint off your siding. You can do some real damage.
Okay, so the what is clear, they clean the whole exterior to protect the investment. But I want to get to the how. You mentioned trust signals, and I found something in their guarantees that just, it blew my mind.
Let me guess. The rain guarantee.
The rain guarantee. In Seattle. I mean, think about it. You pay a couple $100 to get your windows perfect. The very next day, it pours.
It's the #1 reason people put off cleaning their windows in the Pacific Northwest. Why bother? It'll just rain next week.
But Kelian's policy says, and I'm quoting here, they will come back and touch up your affected windows if it rains next day after service has been provided.
It's brilliant, isn't it? They take the customer's biggest fear and just neutralize it.
Yeah. It shows an incredible amount of confidence. I mean, the odds of it raining the next day in Seattle are not low.
They're very high. So they're saying, we're so confident in our work and our relationship with you that we'll absorb the cost of a return visit. A fly-by-night operation would never, ever do that.
It totally kills the "I'll just wait for summer" excuse. And they have another one, too. A general satisfaction guarantee.
The 48-hour rule.
Yes. Call us back in 48 hours, and we will stop by and fix what we missed.
It's so concrete. It's not a vague promise. It's a specific window of time where they hold themselves accountable.
And they tie it all back to this core philosophy of theirs. The goal is to achieve a smile on your face.
Which, can sound a little cheesy on its own.
Yeah.
But when you back it up with a hard and fast 48-hour promise, it's not a slogan anymore. It becomes a real, measurable company policy.
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's talk about the uncomfortable part. Let's talk about money.
The economics of legitimacy. This is so important.
Right. We've all seen the flyer on our doorknob for a $40 gutter cleaning, and then a quote from a company like this comes in higher, and their FAQ actually takes this on directly.
I loved this part. It was so transparent. The question is basically, why are you more expensive than this other quote I got?
And instead of just saying we're better, they actually break down the costs.
They do. First, they say we are a fully licensed and insured company which pay taxes.
That part about taxes feels pointed. They're calling out the under-the-table guys.
Absolutely. But then they go a step further. They say we are creating workplaces and need to be paying salaries for our employees who also are paying taxes.
It humanizes it. It's not just a transaction. It's about supporting a local business and its employees.
And for you, the homeowner, the insurance part is the most critical piece. They mentioned they have 3 different insurances.
3? What does that even mean?
Usually means general liability, workers' comp, and commercial auto. But here's why you should care.
Yeah, why does it matter to me if the guy on my roof is insured?
Because if you hire someone for cash, someone without insurance, and he falls off a ladder in your yard, you're the one who gets sued. Your homeowner's insurance might not cover it. You could be on the hook for his medical bills, everything. That cheap gutter cleaning could end up costing you your house.
That is genuinely terrifying.
It is. So when Kelian says their price includes insurance, they're not selling a line item. They're selling you protection.
It's the sleep well at night fee.
It's exactly that. They say their price covers labor, 3 different insurances, mobile gas, tax, and materials. There are no hidden fees because the cost of doing business safely and legally is already baked in.
So when you get that cheaper quote, you really have to ask, what are they cutting? Insurance, taxes. Because that risk doesn't disappear, it just gets transferred to you.
100%. The cheap estimate is often the most expensive one in the long run.
Speaking of risk, let's talk about the people doing the work, because a policy is just a piece of paper until someone actually climbs that ladder.
Right. And the source material introduces us to the owner, David Eric Kelian, and we actually see a copy of one of his certifications.
This really stood out to me. It's a certificate of completion from 360 Training.
For the OSHA 10-hour outreach training program.
Okay, so for those of us who don't know, what is OSHA and why does this matter?
OSHA is the government agency for workplace safety. That 10-hour course means he's had formal training on how to identify and prevent job site hazards.
So, how to not fall off a ladder.
Basically, yes.
Oh.
It's ladder safety, fall protection, electrical hazard awareness. It's proof that you're not hiring some random person who just decided to start a cleaning business yesterday. You're hiring a professional who has studied safety.
And that professionalism seems to carry over into the customer experience. There's a testimonial in here from someone named Diane A.
Testimonials are so revealing.
They are. She mentions the basics, he was on time, he was pleasant. But one detail really jumped out. She says, after he completed the job, he made sure I saw the panels and assured they were clean.
That is such a critical step.
It is. Because if they're on my roof, how do I know they're clean? I'm just taking their word for it.
It's an invisible service.
Yeah.
A lot of it. By showing her the work, he's building that trust. He's closing that loop.
And Diane even says it, I really appreciated his honesty.
It comes right back to their stated goal of building a trust relationship. It's not just transactional. It's about demonstrating the value you paid for.
That's how you get a customer for life. She ends it by saying she was looking for a service that you don't have to worry about. That's the whole ball game right there, removing the worry.
Done as promised.
Yeah.
It sounds so simple, but it's incredibly hard to find.
No, for anyone listening in that part of the country, we should probably mention their service area. It's not just a small part of Seattle.
No, it's a pretty wide net. They list Seattle, of course, but also the whole east side, Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, Issaquah.
And then places like Renton, Shoreline, Linwood, even Bainbridge Island.
So if you're in the greater Seattle metro, you're likely covered.
And it seems like getting a quote is pretty straightforward. They've got their phone number and email listed everywhere.
And they say they'll talk to you ASAP. Responsiveness. It's another one of those trust signals.
Okay, so let's try to pull this all together. We started by asking, what makes a local service company truly high quality? And I think Kelian gives us a fantastic blueprint.
I agree. It's this combination of, that family-owned personal touch, the smile on your face idea, but it's supported by serious professional rigor.
The OSHA training, the triple insurance, the detailed quotes.
It's the best of both worlds. The accountability of a small business owner with the safety and protection of a much larger company.
And if there's one single detail that listeners should take away from this whole deep dive, what would it be for you?
For me, it's got to be the rain guarantee.
It's just so smart.
It's the perfect example of a business that truly understands its customers' specific anxieties and its own environment, and then built a policy to solve for that. It turns a negative into a positive. That's just great business.
It is. And I guess I want to leave our listeners with this one final thought. We tend to think of home maintenance and cleaning as this chore, right? Something to be done as cheaply as possible.
A cost to be minimized.
Exactly. But looking through these materials, Kelian frames it as an investment. It's about a relationship and the longevity of your home. So maybe you should ask yourself this. If the person you're hiring isn't willing to come back within 48 hours to fix a mistake, are they really cleaning your home? Or are they just taking your money?
That is the question, isn't it?
It really is. Thanks for diving in today.
My pleasure.
And for everyone listening, check your gutters. Maybe think twice before you climb that ladder yourself. We'll see you next time.